Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so. You're all super duper wonderful, super duper delicious and super duper beautiful. And I hope that you're all having the most super duper time wherever you are in the world. Okay, my delicious little babies, and how I love you so, okay? Now then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by. Okay, and much love to you all as well, my delicious little babies, sorry. And I hope that you too are having the most super duper and delicious time wherever you are in the world. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, how the light's gonna rock and roll today? Beam me up, Scotty. There we go. Okay, so yes, they're looking much more brighter. Thank you, little light, you're juicy and bright. Now then, my weather in my old neck of the woods in the old UK, well, what is it? The sun has got his hat on, hip, 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 hooray. Do you know, I've got a bright yellow van outside my window right now, and I call it a yellow canary. It's like canary yellow. Okay, now then, yes, it is still chilly in my neck of the woods in the old UK, okay, my delicious little babies, yes. And so it's not super duper warm, but anyway, not to worry, we'll be able to, what's that song, everybody, my delicious little babies? Come fly with me, let's fly away. Do you know what I mean? And we'll, at some point, have one of those moments, won't we, my delicious little babies? Positive mental attitude at all times, okay? Now then, I do have something to say, although I cannot say everything. But the news that I received a couple of days ago, my delicious little babies, yes. Well, something has seemingly been confirmed, and I have to be very careful what I say, so yes, very sad news indeed, okay? At a later date when I'm allowed to, okay? Well, I shall talk about it, okay, my delicious little babies, yes? But to anybody in the world who very sadly goes through a tragedy in their families, or they may know somebody who's very close to them where, you know, it is a tragedy, okay? If we could please send our thoughts out to any families in the world, my delicious little babies, yes, who've gone through an awful tragedy, because it's not very nice, not only for the families, but very sadly for whom in their families it was concerning, shall we say. Okay, so if we could all please just send out our prayers and love at this time, because when some man and woman out there, you know, on the face of it, seemingly seem to be all right, okay, underneath it, that is really not the case at all, my delicious, beautiful little babies, okay? So one has to think about what goes through somebody's mind at a time, very sadly, in their lives. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'm not wishing to depress anybody or to upset anybody, but I'm still very upset to hear the news to which I've heard. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes. So, please, and I'm not meaning this in a in a sarcastic manner, but the show must go on. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. And for all those beautiful and delicious baby souls out there who very sadly done what they have done, they were clearly at some point in their lives not very happy with their lives. For whatever reason that may be. They could come from the most beautiful family, there we go, all cold here on this earth. But if one is not at one in their heart, my delicious little babies, yes, it can be very difficult to, shall we say, have a conversation. And the reason why I say this, my delicious little babies, yes, I never sit in front of my camera unless I have found myself in situations like that myself, okay? Whether it is face to face or whether it is over the old dog and burn, okay? Because I have found myself in that situation, my delicious little babies, yes? And it's not very nice. Okay, I can tell you that for sure. There we go. Okay. So, and when you're trying to talk to somebody, okay, that their life is worth living. Do you see? But sometimes when you're so low and so downtrodden with life, it's as though they cannot find a way out. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies? Yes. I mean, I'll tell you something personal now, but of course I'd never say who it is. Many, many, many years ago, again, it all happened a couple of decades ago with me, my delicious little babies. It's just a little short story, okay? And somebody who I knew, a female, was going through something, and it happened to be a breakup, and well, she did not take it very well, shall we say, okay? Then we found out, myself and somebody else who was there at the time, we were 3 females, yes, that, that she'd taken a lot of tablets, okay? So what the idea was is that there's only 2 things we could do, okay? One was to try and, well, actually 3. One was to find some way to get these tablets out of her system. That was number 1. And very sadly, that's never worked, okay? So then we had to go to number 2, which was tea and toast. I know it sounds really mad what I'm saying to my delicious little babies, but straight up, swear down, this is what happened. Okay, yes? Okay, this is not just me making something up. I do not need to. I've spoken to a number. God bless all of their beautiful dear souls. Okay, so I do know many things about this particular topic. Do you see what I'm saying? So we tried the tea and toast, yes, and she managed to have some nibbles of toast and, get the old cup of tea down her. Do you see? And then we spent the next hour walking her round and round and round and through the rooms in the bottom of the home, yes, just, one-on-one arm. Do you understand what I mean? So, I was at one side and the other woman was at the other side, and we just put the dear lady who it was concerning, just put her arms around us. Do you understand what I mean? And we're just walking around and round and round to keep her awake. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. And then it was a case of stopping up all night. Yes, I remember that very well. I'll never forget it, actually. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. Okay. And I'll tell you just one more thing, shall I? You probably think, well, I'm a woman, Jack and Ori tell a story. Maybe so. But I've had a lot of experiences in my life. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. And I've seen a lot. And done a lot. Do you see what I mean? Yes. And I'll tell you just this short little story, shall I? I met last year, okay? So it's a trip down memory lane, shall we say. Anyway, by the way, just to let you know, that dear lady did survive, okay? And it took a lot of talking for many weeks, and I'm talking about night and day now. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes. But if she wanted to talk, we were there to listen. Do you see what I mean? And to advise in the best way that we could, okay? And we did get her through it, okay? This happened to be a situation where she was really in love with somebody, yes? And it does happen, my delicious little babies, not on this particular occasion, God bless who it is, yes? Sorry, please do forgive me, I didn't mean that disrespectfully. But what I'm saying to you is that yes, you know, and she did get through it. But sometimes in some situations, love can do that as well, my delicious little babies, yes? So maybe I've started my video very seriously, but I'm just wanting you all, before I proceed in what I was just about to say to you, but I'm just wanting you all, my delicious little babies, yes? And please feel free to share my video, okay? And, you know, subscribe if you happen to stumble across my channel, you enjoy my videos. Please feel free to comment, okay? And you can also email me, sorry, if you would wish to, you know, if you have a personal story of some sort, yes? And then I shall, you know, discuss it on my channel. Do you see what I mean? If it helps somebody else, then I will do that, okay? Not a worry to me, okay? And if you happen to enjoy my video today, if you could please click on the like, and thank you. And thank you so very much to everyone who, you know, even takes time to listen to me, or, you know, to even put a like. Thank you. I feel truly blessed, okay, and thankful and grateful, okay? But getting back to what I'm saying now, so I didn't have anybody, so we just need to rewind a bit to, you know, what I wanted to discuss. So I did not have anybody, because I'm not familiar with everything, you know, on the old dog and bones, yes? So what happened was, I happened to be walking out with my beautiful and delicious little Ruby Tuesday, okay? And I happened to come across this man, okay? And he wanted some change, okay? This is a true story now, my delicious little babies, yes? It's just that I've just never said it on my videos, but I feel a need today to say it. Strangely enough, it's been on my mind. Not in that way, my delicious little babies, just very strangely. Okay, anyway, and so at the time, you know, I only had my beautiful and delicious little Ruby Tuesday, yes, not meaning just in that way, and we were out walking, but I didn't have any cash on me, I never had anything on me. So I said to him, now this is somebody who I never even knew. Now for some of you delicious little babies out there, you say, flip me, she's a brave woman, do you know what I mean? But to me, I seen something else in this man. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? So I said to him, and this is before I started my YouTube channel, so it was about a month before, okay? So I said to him, I said, I'll tell you what, I said, I do not have any cash on me. I said, but if you come back with me, I can give you a couple of bags of shopping. Do you see what I mean, yes? So he said, really? I said, yes. I said, you know, walk back with me and I will do that for you. Now, at the same time, in my healing room, I'll actually show you a bit of my healing room, actually. I will do that, actually. Yes, I will, okay? And what it is, I said to him, I said, you know, so he was explaining his circumstances and that he'd been homeless, and then he found himself in a room like in this shared house, yes? But because he was such a genteel type of man, yes, he seemed to be surrounded by either men on drugs or or other substances. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and sometimes they could get rather aggressive, and it just wasn't this man's nature to be that way. Do you see what I mean? So he found himself, God bless him, really in the den of iniquity. There we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. Now, this is a man, everybody, my delicious little babies, who went to university. Yes. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But he left where he lived, which was another city, and he decided to come to Brummyland for whatever reason that was. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So anyway, so I gave him these couple of bags of shopping anyway, fast forward. And I said to him, I said, right, I said, have you ever had a healing before? Now, normally I would charge. There's a few that I would not charge, okay? And I'm going to be honest, where they give a donation, yes? But something just said, just do some healing on this man now. So I had some rosary beads, in my healing room. So what I did, I took the rosary beads off and I said, please lie on my couch, on my healing couch. I said, and put the rosary beads in your pocket. And he said, well, I cannot do that, Mia. He says, because that's the only set you got. I said, please do not worry about it. Put the rosary beads in your pocket, yes? I said, and I hope you do not mind, I says, but when you leave, I said, I shall also pray for you and ask my beautiful dear Archangel Michael and dear Archangel Gabriel, I said, to protect you. So there we go, okay? So I did his healing and, himself personally, yes, he felt really at peace. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, so I felt as though I'd done something to help. Do you see what I mean? Now, I usually find myself as a pretty good judge of character. Okay, occasionally we've got it wrong in our lives, yes? But for myself, I thought, no, he's not a violent type of man. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, so I think the following week, I had a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. So he said, I'm sorry to bother you, Mia. He says, but do you have any change or, do you understand what I mean? I said, well, coming in. I said, if you just wait there. Do you know what I mean? So I asked him how it was, everything else, fast forward, yes? And I happened to be talking about that I didn't, I wanted to start a YouTube channel. And this is how it all began, everybody. So I just wanted to tell you now. So he said, I know how to do that. I said, do you? He said, yes. I said, wow. Do you see what I mean? So he said, would you like me to help you? I said, would you be so kind to do that for me? I said, I'll give you some ka-ching for it. Pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change. He said, no. He said, you're being so kind to me. Look at that. All my delicious little babies, yes? So that's how we got set up. And on the 19th of December, he was the one with the camera on my very first video. So that's just to let you know, my delicious little babies. So that's the story behind me starting on my YouTube channel. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So in life, but I've known this decades anyway, it is not what you know, it is who you know. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, very old-fashioned saying that is. Okay. So that's the story behind that. But I was very worried about him. I seen him last year sometime. And I did mention to him, I said, you have not had have you? He went, well, yes, I had to have it. This is what I seem to be hearing, my delicious little babies. I said, oh, right. His dear mum also had and she wasn't well, so he was, so when I seen him out in the street, when I'm walking, he informed me of that as well. Okay, so I'm just wondering, please, dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, that maybe he went back home to his mum's, But do you see what I'm saying to you? So my point to everything is that everybody has a story, and some have 50 stories, some have 100, some have 1,000 stories to tell. Do you see what I mean? So not everybody's life is hunky-dory, tickety-boo. not everybody's life is where the sun is shining on them. Do you see what I mean? I do not mean that in literal terms. I mean it from a spiritual, an emotional, and do forgive the expression, a mental level. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But I haven't seen him, so please, dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, that he's all right. That's all I can say. But I was forever thankful to him. God bless you, darling, for not in that way, of course, for helping me. So that's how I started my YouTube channel. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. So it's amazing when you meet somebody in life, yes, and you know, all sorts of different things can happen. Do you see what, there we go, do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? So I just wanted to share that, you know, a couple of stories with you, you know, and please, I'm just going to repeat once again, if, you know, please, and also if you could please send out prayers to, you know, the family who it's concerning, please, who I've mentioned today, for them and for their dear loved one. Please and thank you for that, okay? And please always spare a thought, you know, that in life, you know, sometimes, because that's what we've been programmed to do, my delicious little babies, yes, we've just been programmed, okay? Just to think, oh, you know, we're worse off, and do you understand what I mean? But one must always remember there is somebody who's worse off than somebody else. There we go. Okay, and once we all understand that, because some of us do, our delicious, beautiful little babies, but for other delicious, beautiful little babies, they do not. Do you see? Okay. And one more thing just before I go, I had a dear gentleman years ago when I worked on another phone line, and he called me and he actually said to me, he said, you're going to be the last person who I ever speak to. And I said, well, what do you mean? I mean, I knew what he meant. But what it was, I was trying to talk to him to get him to see a different point of view. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. He just genuinely just did not feel that life was worth it. There we go. I can always remember that telephone call, yes. And that's going back about 10 years ago. And a decade ago. And, you know, so I managed to talk him round, yes. And strangely enough, the week later, there we go, he called me back. So he must have listened to something that I'd said, do you see what I mean? But what it is, when somebody in life just feels that they feel in their heart so worthless, do you see what I mean? It is for those of us out here, yes, to make them feel whole again. I mean, we cannot always talk about other circumstances, what's gone on in their life. Sometimes it can be from their childhood, their, you know, their adolescence, you know. They may have had a wonderful childhood, they may have had, a wonderful adolescence, but when it gets to, you know, they hit the 20s and 30s, you know, go into relationships or go into business or whatever they do, and something happens, and there we go, and it does happen. Okay, and then that's when they call it, you know, like when you have like a mini breakdown, and in other cases it can be more severe. There we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. So, as I always believe in life, everybody has a story, and some can, you know, see the wood for the trees and they can come out the other end. But for others, very sadly, if they genuinely feel in their heart that nobody can help them, then of course we're faced with another situation. And not to mention the thousands of families out there, God bless them all, and God bless their dear loved one who it was concerning, yes? That some of them may never even know that their dear loved one, there we go, before I even say it, has passed over. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So I just sort of wanted to share that with you. So this video was not to depress. I'm going to repeat it once again. No, it was not. It's just that sometimes, you know, in life, everybody, no matter who we are on the planet, everybody needs somebody else, there we go, to talk to, okay? What may seem trivial to one may be of the utmost importance to somebody else. Do you see what I mean? yes? And that's what we have to understand here, yes? And of course, what a lot of the problems there are in life, as we know, is ka-ching, pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change, where you have so many who struggle to live. They could have 2 jobs in some countries, and mind you, in our neck of the woods in the old UK, they could have 2 jobs, do you know what I mean? And they could have lost their jobs and found themselves in a really awful, dire situation. There we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and they do not know where to turn. So I want to leave it on that everybody has a story, and one must always remember that. Okay, so maybe it's a bit deep today, but sometimes I know it's uncomfortable, but sometimes these things need to be discussed. But I send all my love to the dear family who it is concerning, who they are concerning, sorry. They was concerning, sorry. Because it's just so sad. Really, really sad. And to any other families out there, God bless everybody who are going through these awful tragedies. Okay? So I've only got a couple of things today, my delicious babies. Now then, if you could please go on to, and thank you so very much for listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm very thankful. So if you could please go on to Charlie Ward TV, lovely Charlie Ward, not in that way, my delicious little babies, yes. And there's an interview there, it's a really recent one actually, okay, it's only, it could be a couple of days old, and it's with Lee Dawson, lovely Lee Dawson, not in that way, my delicious little babies, yes, but he's doing an interview with a man called Dave, okay, and yes, it's interesting just to listen. It's only, I think, about 24 minutes and something, yeah? So you just type in whatever, you know, search engine one would like to go on, my delicious little babies, yes, please and thank you. And you just type in Charlie Ward TV, then you'll see a selection of videos. But if you look at the one with Lee Dawson, okay, and yes, he's interviewing another man. And yes, it's only a short video, but yes, very interesting video. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes. Now then, the last thing I want to talk about, so we're getting back now. Oh, sorry, just let me please just advertise our wonderful David Icke, okay? Not in that way, my delicious little babies, yes, but he's so super duper delicious, okay? And of course, you know, he spent over 30 years to get information out. There we go, okay, to us all, okay? And of course, he's been listened to. Now, there we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And rightfully so. Because that poor dear gentleman, well, you know, I'm sorry to have to use this figure of speech. He's gone to blooming hell and back, hasn't he? With everybody laughing at him. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies? Yes? So if you could please ignore the telephone, sweet. I'll see who it is afterwards. Please do forgive me. So yes, if you could please go on to davidicke.com, okay, and he has a selection of videos and also articles and everything else for you to have a, you know, a look at, okay. So it's very important to know what's going on, not only in our neck of the woods in the old UK, but also in other parts of the world, there we go, as well, okay. And lovely Charlie Ward does the same, okay. So that's that. So finally, okay, so we're going to tick this one off, okay. So finally, we have Richard Vobes again, okay, and of course, you know, he comes across as a very lovely and pleasant gentleman. Do you know, you're not in that way, everybody, okay, and he comes across as that, yes, but he, to me, okay, from the time when I first seen his first video, well, not his first video, but the time when I seen his video, yes. Well, it just gets better and better, you know, but he does the short little videos. Occasionally he does the longer videos, okay, but they're never too long, okay, not like mine. I mean, flip me, I can write a novel and I can flipping talk for England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales and the rest of the flipping world. Yes, I can, yes. But, and I was listening to him this morning, yes, and he there's another video he's put out, and please everybody, my delicious little babies, we've only got till the 31st of March this year, 2023, digital IDs. If you please go on to Richard Vobes, he does have the links below. If you just click on or type in the old space bar, Richard Vobes, okay, then you'll see his videos, one with a digital ID, and he's got the links below so that you can click on that, and then you can go through, because we can say that we are not happy about this. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Because believe you me, if that comes in, well, big trouble in little flipping England. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? And of course, they're doing it all over the world. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, so we've got to put our flipping foot down, okay? But please and thank you. But if you could please type into the old space bar, yes, where have all of the banks gone? Okay, so I shall repeat that again, my delicious little babies, and you can type it, please and thank you, into YouTube. Where have all of the banks gone? Okay, well, that's a good question, isn't it? And it's Richard Vobes that you should see in the subscribe, and it's on YouTube. So we're going to tick him off, my delicious little babies, okay? So what I'm saying to you is, my delicious little babies, yes, is that, that's it for today, okay? So I'm just going to put my pad back, okay? So what I'm saying to you is, and yes, I mean, I mentioned a bank on one of my videos, didn't I, my delicious little babies? I'm sure that you'll remember, for those of you so kind to listen to me. Well, you see, that's what they're doing. It's like, there we go, they're shutting shop. Do you see what I mean? To force you into like a city centre. Do you see what I mean? Because that's where they're trying to get everybody. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, all into one place. Do you see what I mean? So I can see what's going on. And for our other delicious little platformers, not in that way, they know what's going on. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But, it just gets better and better. He really does, yes. Because what it is, okay, he said, well, why don't we find a way to print our own money, our own currency? Do you see what I'm saying? So I got him, ding, ding, straight away. Do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? And of course, I remember many, many moons ago, yes? And again, going back a couple of decades ago, it's got to be now, where it used to be called the Birmingham Mint, down by the Jewellery Quarter in Brummyland. And that was open. Of course, that closed anyway. The Birmingham Mint, where they used to do all the, ka-ching. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. Anyway, but he had a very valid point. So you see, how we could do things is, yes, because it is true. I'm not saying it never crossed my mind. I had a conversation with my old father years ago. And he said to me, he brought it all back to me, all coming back to me now. And what this was about, my delicious little babies, yes, is that he said, Mia, go on to this, this video. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and this was years back. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So fast forward anyway. I wrote that down, and flipping in between moving, I flipping lost it, the piece of paper, because I flipping piece of paper flipping everywhere I do, you know what I mean? It's all in flipping pads and everything like that. I'm deadly for that, flipping writing everything down. Mind you, I love to write things down. You get sick and tired, don't you, of just seeing everything typed all of the time. I like to write things down. I like to keep my old noddle going, nice and fresh. Do you see what I mean? Yes. So anyway, getting back to Richard Vobes now. Good on you, Richard. Please keep going and thank you. Because what we need to do is push these so-called businessmen out. Do you know what I mean? And watch that they do not hit their heads on the way out of the door. Yes. And what we need to do is get other businessmen, yes, just ones that nobody knows, okay? And by the way, just to make this point as well, not flipping super duper rich either, because we don't want that either, right? Because then it's greed, isn't it? Do you see what I mean? But we want to get businessmen together. So this sort of got my old noddle, do you see what I mean? And then, you know, refreshed it. And then what it is you get them together. They all put a bit in the kitty. Do you know what I mean? In the pot, yes? And then we could do that. So please, my delicious little babies, please just listen to that short video of Richard's. Do you understand what, there we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? Because at the end of the day, here's the fact, if we can start taking back our power, do you see what I'm saying? Yes? And I'm sure that, you know, there will be businessmen out there, business gentlemen, yes? Where they would know how to, and they look into, there we go, all of these things. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, you could have some, I've just got silent, you could have some silent partners, and then you could have the ones that come more to the forefront. But if we take back our power, we're not going to need theirs then, are we? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, and by the way, I just want to say this, my delicious little babies. You know my video that I done yesterday? You know where I was saying about everybody, you know, with the vans, with the fleet of vans, with fruit and veg and all different things, yes? What I was also wanted to say, and I completely forgot to say it on my video, my delicious, beautiful little babies, yes, so I'm going to say it now because I just got, you know, I've just remembered it, yes? Is that it still means that you can go out, do whatever you want. It's just that what you're doing is you're keeping away more from the corporations. Do you see what I mean? That's what I meant by it. So please do forgive me. You know, it's when I've done the video and I thought, oh, I haven't explained it. And then I thought I'll do it today. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. So I just wanted to say that, but it just gives you more freedom. Is what, there we go, is what I was talking about. Do you see what I mean? So I knew what I was saying, if you know what I mean. I'm just hoping that you'd all get me as well, my delicious, beautiful little babies. Now then, so finishing the video. So yes, so listening to Richard, I thought, yeah, I thought this is really rocking and rolling that. Do you know what I mean? Because what it does, okay, it gets your old, what's the word we're looking for? It gets your old flipping adrenaline going. Do you know what I mean? Because you're thinking, yes, you know, we can build. There we go. Do you see what I mean? And then others in other countries, yes? And then, you know, and then of course everything works out. Then they could do it in, do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And then you don't have to rely on one. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? So I just thought it was a flipping super duper idea. Well, anyway, my dad had told me to look at a video years ago anyway, my father, right? But what I'm saying to you is, yes, we need to bring this back to the forefront. Do you know what I mean? We need to get our juices going. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, and I thought, yes, this is a flipping super duper idea. So there's going to be some business gentlemen, businessmen out there who will know about these things. They know what to look in. They know how to get machines. There we are. And they know what to do. Do you see what I mean? But if one doesn't have the ka-ching, pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change, and you get others, and then you all get together, right? And if it means that, that's what's just coming to me old noddle now. That's just coming, right? But, you know, and obviously so that one doesn't try to shaft the other. I'm not saying that they would, my delicious little babies, yes? But if one does not know another, do you see what I mean? And they're getting together somewhere private, shall we say, yes, to discuss. Do you know what I mean? Well, the thing is, there would have to be probably contracts drawn up and different things like that so that, you know, the left hand knows, there we go, what the right hand's doing. Something's just made me say that, yes, you don't just willy-nilly just put something in the pot. Do you know what I mean? Well, anyway, the business gentlemen, businessmen will know this anyway. But this is a brilliant... What I'm saying is, now, you see, to me, I see the real goodness in this. I have a positive mental attitude. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And then if we could just do that, then, do you see what I'm saying? Yes? And then we take even more power back, because this is what they are not liking. They're not wanting anyone to think like this. Do you see what I mean? But if we all have this positive energy and we send out that positive energy, and we also send out, yes, to, you know, for these business gentlemen, for the businessmen to come together. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. This is flipping Van Dabby Dursey. Fantastic. Lovely jubbly. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. Oh, I think it's super duper wonderful. You know, you see, I always say there is light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, there is. Okay? It's just that sometimes one cannot see it, but when they're ramming it down everybody's throats, you know, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do the other, yeah, and they keep saying things 3 or more times. Do you see what I'm saying? So they can program you. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, we would then find another way around it. But yes, my father talked about this, something like this years ago. Yes, he did. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, my delicious little babies. Anyway, it's food for thought, isn't it? Do you not think, my delicious little babies? I think it's a flipping fantastic idea. I really flipping do, you know. And it just brought it back to me over those years when my father said something. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And then we don't have to rely on nobody. Do you know what I mean? And then we just have normal, lovely businessmen, business gentlemen, yes? Not in that way, everybody, yes? But where there's no greed here, but all I want to do is watch our country thrive. Do you see what, there we go. Do you see what I mean? We take back our power and we tell these, like we said before, say it again, no, 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 no. That's what we do. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And I actually believe, again, that this could work. You know, there's so many things. I mean, if I had the capital, if I had the ka-ching, pounds, shilling, pence, dollars and change, yes, I would. I'd flipping search the earth to flipping find, to get the flipping old printing with this, I would, yes. To get the old flipping printing machines and everything else, oh, yes, I would. I'll soon be flipping print. Do you see what I'm saying? No, what I mean by that is, my delicious little babies, not to be greedy. What I mean is to take back our power. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So there could be a number of business gentlemen, businessmen who get together. By the way, we do not want lords and we do not want sirs. No, we do not. Okay, that's what we do not want, okay, because they're part of something else, okay, so we do not want that, yes, we want to keep it where the business gentlemen, businessmen are like us. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious babies, yes? So that's the video for today, so it's just food for thought, but please look into these things and thank you, and please, you know, if you feel that somebody else would be interested in my video, please share. Do you see what I mean? Because there's going to be somebody out there. There will be somebody. And even for those of you who just happen to stumble across me, do you see what I mean? Then you can get the information out. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and we start building. Oh, yes. Do you see what I mean? Because the more we do this and the more of us, yes, what can they do? They lose their power. Do you see what I mean? And all these 5-minute cities, 15-minute cities, 20-minute cities, well, they can go and be, can't they? Starts with a B and ends with a K. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? Because as you know, I do not like to swear on my channel, okay? But thank you so very much once again for even taking the time to listen to me. Please continue to feel the love, okay? Please hug whoever you can, you know, within reason, obviously, you know what I mean? Okay, give them a tap on the back and tell them that you love them and they're juicy and delish, okay? And until my next video, okay, so much love, wishing you the most beautiful morning, evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, okay? You're all beautiful, juicy and delicious, and I love you, okay? So until my next video, much love, God bless, take care, thank you, goodbye.